good game, and also the win to the Pumas. They earned it tonight. They played extremely well, and amazing game, amazing facility. So well done to them.
Scott Robertson, condolences on the defeat. Obviously, the All Blacks' first loss to Argentina in Argentina. What's your reaction?
Yeah, just what is tough, you know, when you get 3 yellow cards and the aerial game that they dominated, so we just didn't get a lot of little things that went our way, which is earned off efforts, etc. And yeah, just simple. There's lots of little areas that I could talk about, but there's fundamentally how they got the domination of the game.
Was it the 3 yellow cards ultimately that?
Yeah, as I mentioned, yeah, those 3 yellow cards. I'll go have to look at them again. Just those interpretations from the referee that they made at that time, and we made through them.
Scott Barrett, how was it for you out there trying to overcome the yellow cards and then I guess through the Pumas and hit that lead?
Yeah, we're under the pump, I guess, with from the stats, out that statistician, and yeah, with 40% territory and 40% ball, it's sort of hard to win a test match when the Pumas get a roll on like that. You know, they were a class act tonight, and we didn't quite front up where we needed to.
Did you see that performance coming? I guess last week, bonus point victory, but actually in the second half, it was pretty dominant.
If I saw it coming, it might have been a little bit different. You know, we put a lot into this week to make sure that we tidied up areas from last week that we could be better at, and we just didn't execute well enough when we had those opportunities. They did. They were hungry, won a lot of those scraps, and fed off the crowd.
The injury, of course, is last night. Yeah, what can you tell us?
Yeah, he's getting checked out at the moment by the doc. Yeah, he's tough. He's a tough little fellow for him to come off. He's pretty sore.
I guess tough trek home in a couple of weeks. Are you confident you can turn around what's going on with the Springboks?
Have to. Just acknowledge what we need to get better at and just own it and move forward quickly.
Well,
Perdón.
sorry, one for both. First up for Coach Scott. Which was the main difference between last week's match and this week's match? And also for Scott Barrett, it's like the same question, but inside the field. Probably what changed in the Pumas that you saw this week in comparison to last week?
There were a lot of areas of the game that really mattered. Like I said before, the aerial game was a big part of it. A lot of the skips of ball on the ground, they held the ball. We made too many execution errors, especially when we got down that end. We've got kick-offs that we put so much time and effort into didn't execute, and they just kept the pressure on. We just couldn't put that pressure on them, and that was probably the story of the game.
Yeah, I think probably the 2 parts of the game last week that the Pumas got, I guess, confidence from was a little bit through the middle when their forward pack got a roll on. They created that fast ball, and probably that period within the second half where they, from last week's game, I guess they carried that forward, and just instead of being 20 minutes, it was probably more like 40 or 50 minutes where they pinned us an hour and a half, and that's pressure turns into points very quickly.
Thank you.
Para el doctor Barrett, si cree que el partido lo perdieron en el punto de contacto o en dónde.
If you think if the loss was on the physicality or what's the key of your lessons?
Yeah, I think it was certainly physicality.
El punto de contacto sobre todo en la fisicalidad.
You know, hats off to the Pumas. They responded,
Felicitaciones para los Pumas, respondieron muy bien
and were able to just keep the scoreboard ticking over.
y pudieron seguir anotando puntos.
Para Scott, este es un proceso relativamente nuevo.
This is the new process, your process.
¿En qué etapa de ese proceso está Nueva Zelanda con vistas a la Copa del Mundo? Y si lo podría categorizar de 1 a 10, o sea, estamos en un punto determinado.
What stage of your cycle as a head coach of New Zealand Rugby towards the World Cup are you? And if you can rate your cycle or stage as a coach from 1 to 10, now and now.
I'm just going to reflect on this game really. We've got really high standards for ourselves and
Tenemos mucha confianza sobre nosotros, con nuestro juego.
they've been set by other teams and we're
We're
going to reach them next week. So
una semana complicada, pero
each team has its own story and we've got to ride it the best we possibly can through effort. And
tuvimos
tonight,
una muy buena semana, la verdad no se dieron los resultados, pero una buena
tonight
semana.
we did try.
Vamos a ver cómo lo podemos sacar adelante.
Y en el proyectado rumbo a la Copa del Mundo, ¿en qué etapa está?
Towards the World Cup, which stage are you now?
Like I said, it's concentrating on this. I'm just concentrating on this day.
Solo está pensando en este partido.
Hello, for Rugby Champagne, for both. If you can say a few words about Cody Taylor and this important match for him.
Yeah, Cody, he's a leader within our group, man with a lot of respect and, honour by his peers and previous players who have played with him and against him. It's a huge achievement to play 100 times for your country and, he's someone who wears his heart on his sleeve. He's a hard-working guy, a family man, and it's a pretty proud moment for him to reach that milestone. As a team, despite the result, we would have loved to have the win for him tonight. Wasn't to be, but I'm sure he'll be proud of playing 100 Test matches for his country.
Gracias. Una pregunta para ambos. ¿En qué puntos consideran que los Pumas les complicaron el partido? ¿Con qué cosas les complicaron el partido que no pudieron revertirlo?
Which were the key points for Pumas, which were a complication for you through the game, and you couldn't resolve it?
As I mentioned,
Como mencionaba,
the aerial game was
el juego aéreo fue fundamental para ellos, fueron vencidos.
and they stayed composed and executed a lot of their plays. Just continual pressure.
Tuvieron muchas jugadas, salieron bien y ejercieron mucha presión y con eso no pudieron revertir.
Thank you.
Thank you.